Hello, happy National Sewing Month. Robbie here from Save Stores, and I want to tell you I'm so excited to be talking to you today and giving you a big giveaway. We're going to start off with our giveaway from one of our last videos of a set of embroidery thread, and this goes to Shelly Buchanan. Winner, chicken dinner. Thank you for sharing. We have another giveaway for this video. So if you like and share this video, we're going to be giving away a Madeira Aerofill thread set. And this is great thread for doing sewing and piecing, craft work, garment sewing, whatever. It's got a nice matte finish so it doesn't stand out on your project. So remember to like and share, and you're going to be entered to win that. So today I'm playing with a brand new machine that we have here at our store that is a sewing machine only. It doesn't do embroidery. So we do a lot of machines here where we're showing embroidery features. This guy just sews, and it's really good at it. And I just want to show you a couple unique features that this machine has, some new technology that they brought in, and it really makes sewing super easy and super fun. So right here, one of the first big things that I'm going to talk about is Janome came out with a stitch regulator. Look at that. So we now have the ability here to keep our stitches looking even. So it's going to cheat, make us look great. And why not have the right tool for the right job? And if you're not good at quilting like this guy, then a stitch regulator is probably something you'd be interested in. So really cool. I want to show you some things over here. So if we jump to over here, this is the Janome 9480, and it's a brand new machine. I want to tell you some cool things that it has. So right out of the gate, we've got over an 11-inch base. So it is huge. It's like 11 1/4 inches. So it's going to give you plenty of room to fit your projects and your work. We also have some cool party tricks that this machine does. So first off, the side opens. So it's kind of cool. Sometimes you get thread that gets tangled in there. It happens on all the machines. Janome thinks, hey, you should be able to get in there and get it out. How cool is that? So they made it so the side of their machine opens. I can't tell you anyone who says, man, I have too much lighting on my machine. In fact, I see most people come in and they're attaching lights to their machine. Well, Janome did it for you. Look at that. It pulls out and gives you an amazingly bright work surface with no shadows because the light's coming from the front, not down from below. So it actually gives you more light, which is super cool. For those of you that have a bernina or don't have a super easy, or bernina, look at me, a Janome, they added a super awesome needle threader. So I just unthreaded our needle here so we have no thread in there. And don't blink, because Robbie just threaded that needle. How cool is that? And it works every single time. It is super easy. So I want to show you another party trick, which is super cool, which is our needle plate release. So I just took our needle plate off. And why would you do that? Well, first is to clean it, which you should do, and we'll teach you in class. But this Janome comes with some tricks up its sleeve. We've got a couple different needle plates, and these all come with it. So this is our standard zigzag one, and it lets us do our 9mm stitches. Now this machine does 91 different needle positions, so you can put that needle exactly where you want. And I'm going to show you why that's so important later. But this is our standard one. That one's boring. That one comes with all the machines. This one here is for doing our quilting, piecing, crafting, anything where we're going to want to get that 1/4 inch or scant quarter or anything like that. They've got a cool trick that they'll do, and I'll explain this in a minute because I want to get to one of the most unique plates about this, which is their HP plate. And what it does is it puts the needle in the left position, which is weird because normally center needle is where we do all of our straight stitching. Well, this is smart. They are now using a straight stitch. It's using all of these feed dogs on the side, so you're going to get the most support when you're sewing. And for those of us that are technicians, this is where we time a Janome machine. So you're going to get the straightest stitch, the best tension, and the best feeding possible out of a straight stitch. So thank you so much, Janome, for coming up with this. So I'm going to put on our plate. You notice the needle jumped over to the side. Why? Because that's where the hole is. Pretty cool. So it does all the work automatically for me. Now I'm going to change this foot because I want to show you one other party trick we have. This is a walking foot, and it is a what I call mechanical walking foot. And what that means is there's a mechanism in the machine that makes this walk. So it'll actually feed top and bottom with feed dogs. So we're going to get the best possible feeding out of this machine. Now I want to come in here and I'm going to show you how tough this is. So this is an amazingly strong machine, but it's super easy to work with. And I want to show you how easy it is. Whenever I take these plates off, I like to put my bobbin back in just to make sure that nothing got caught in the wrong spot. And I want to show you how easy this is. We just drop our bobbin in, wrap it around our little thing here, and cut it. That's it. Put our cover on, and bippity boppity boop, that's it. Now our plate here says HP, our plate here says HP. So all of our markings now on this bobbin cover align to that hole that we have. How cool is that? Now this has what I call a gas and go feature, and all that means is when I step on the gas, it's going to drop the foot and start going. So this easy, we're able to go. Now this has a super strong servo motor. Say that 5 times fast. Super strong servo motor. Now what that means is this is going to go through any thickness with the same amount of speed and the same amount of piercing power. So we're able to handle really thick and really thin things without the machine slowing down, bogging down anything. It just handles it and sucks it right in. So I'm making a jean seam here, just like Levi's would give us. So we have our jean seam, and I did a really thick seam. Now I'm going to hem this. So what we do is we fold it, and then we fold it again to go up and over that really thick seam. Now this, with that built-in walking foot, I'm going to get her going here. I'm just going to step on the gas, and this is literally just going to suck it right in, and you can see how fast it goes. All that power right up and over, just chewed it up. Look at that. How easy is that? And it's perfectly even stitching, and that's because of this walking foot. Now this HP plate moves everything into the right spot to give us that perfect sweet spot for the best possible stitching. Now you can use this for piecing if we want, but I'm going to say if I'm going to piece, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to pop this off, and I'm going to put on my other plate that has our other holes in here. And I want to show you a cool trick that we have. Let me put this foot on. Our other ankle. So that easy, I took the walking foot off. I'm now converting it into a normal machine. Look at that, normal machine. And I'm going to put on our 1/4 inch foot. And I want to tell you something that's super cool. So if we can go to camera 3, I want to show you here. Janome has this little cheater button. I call it an instruction at your fingertips. And what it does is I have the ability to touch this shirt. And I tell it what I want to do. So I'm going to go in here to our quilting, and I'm going to go to our patchwork piecing. And what it's going to do is automatically move my needle over. So if we go back over here, it moved my needle over. I'm going to take the foot off so you can see this. And it allows the needle to go right into that hole on the right-hand side, and it moved it over. So when I do my piecing and I put my fabric under here, get a piece of fabric, and I do that, it's going to sit on these feed dogs. So let me put my 1/4 inch foot on, and you'll see that guide lines exactly up with those feed dogs. So now when I put my fabric underneath here, I'm using all the feeding that that machine has to offer. Now I want to show you what else we have here. So Janome is famous for this. It's called a cloth guide. And it's a seam guide, but it attaches right here on the back of the machine. This table comes with it. This cloth guide comes with it, and allows us to line up So I can do all of my piecing right here and have this help guide it. So I'm not just relying on this guide over here. I'm relying on this huge guide to take it all the way in for me. Makes it super easy to get a perfectly straight stitch. And I always joke, because the hardest part of piecing is doing a straight stitch. We now have the ability to do a perfectly straight stitch. Super easy. Now I'm going to show you, sometimes we want a scant quarter. So I have the ability to come in here and using my 91 needle positions, I can move the needle over, put my foot down, and do a scant quarter. And this easy, I can lay a stitch down right beside that other stitch. It almost looks like a one thick one, but that's 2 stitches. So I can set this up to be the exact scant quarter. And what is a scant quarter? A scant quarter is any seam allowance that allows you to press that fabric open and actually make the block the size that you want it. So some of the fabric is kind of eaten up in that fold. So we need to move the needle over a little bit to give us that space so that your 6-inch block is actually 6 inches when you're done pressing it. So that's what this is going to allow us to do. We've got our guide here, the foot, it makes everything work in perfect harmony to come out. And I get people that say, you know what, nothing handles my stitching. I'm so used to the Janome. I love how they sew. And this is what they love, is this little bit of thing that Janome does where it moves the needle position. You've got your cloth guide so that you can get that perfect stitch, super easy, make it repeatable, which is the most important part. Isn't sewing it the same once, it's sewing it the same 1,000 times. So pretty cool. Now I'm going to show you the piece de resistance, the creme de la creme, our stitch regulator. So what this is this is another foot. And this is an optional foot with this machine. And if you buy it, bundle it with the machine, we do have a special price. And it has little feet here, and there's a button on the back. And if we push it, it drops these feet off. And we've got this is a ruler work foot, which will allow us to do quilting with a ruler, so it can let you do like perfect little arches, little swirls, circles, straight lines, whatever ruler shape you get. And we'll show you all this in class, or if you come in, we can show you all a bunch of different rulers. But this is unique because there's another company has a stitch regulator, but it doesn't work real well with rulers. Well, Janome figured it out. They have a micro quilting foot, which has a tiny little open toe. They have a tiny one that has a little closed toe. Can you see these, Myra? I'm kind of perfect. And then they have one that is for echo quilting, high loft batting, or anything with a lot of seams. I find that this floats up and over the fabric a little bit easier. So kind of cool. Well, I'm going to jump in here and do my open toe foot so that you guys can see kind of what I'm doing here. And I'm going to put this on. Boop, boop. And all we do is screw it on. And I'm going to go back into my shirt. I'm going to go to free motion quilting.
Plug it in, Robbie.
We're getting there. Thank you. You're right though, Myra. She knew I was going to forget. So the foot plugs in. But I'm going to show you here. We're going to go in here to mode 3. And if I jump in and I plug this foot in, this is what I want to show. So Myra's right. Should have plugged it in. But there's a button up here that says ASR. And this is Janome's stitch regulator. If I plug in the foot, the button lights up. And it allows me to activate my stitch regulator. And I'm going to show you what this does. Now, I got to be honest. I'm not very good at doing free motion. So thank goodness for this foot, because what it does is it allows me to just drive it, and the machine is going to speed up, slow down, do all the magic to make it so that my stitches are nice and even. So if I start going here, and I'm just going to put the foot down, you're going to see a light up here that's going to tell us that it's on. And inside this foot, down at the bottom here, is a little camera that's taking a picture of our quilt, of our whatever's underneath here, and it can tell if it moves. So if you think about this, you have a mouse, like a computer mouse, and then you have a mouse pad. Well, if you're working a mouse, you drive the mouse around. Well, instead of moving the mouse, we're going to move the mouse pad. So what it does is it allows us to do our free motion extremely easily because it's going to take care of the hard work for us. So all I do is hold the pedal down, and I just move my foot, and you see the light on? And now if I move it slow, it goes slow. And if I move it fast, it moves fast. And it keeps up with me as I do all of my quilting and makes it much easier for me to be able to do my quilting because it's taking the guesswork out and making my stitches even. So if I come in here, can you see that, Myra?
Yes.
I am terrible at free motion. I'm just going to be honest with you. So don't mind the driving of it. But if we look at these stitches, they're nice and even because the machine took the guesswork out and it made it easy for me. So I got to tell you, what is the best thing about these new machines? It's that they are problem solvers. They help us. And that's what I love about having this new technology in these machines, like a stitch regulator, like these 1/4-inch feet with guides and all this stuff, is they just make it easier and more fun and more successful. There's nothing more frustrating than having to get your seam ripper out and unsew everything that you just did. Well, that's what these features do, is they help it so you don't have to do that. So if you've ever thought about maybe getting into a new machine that makes sewing easier, more fun, more enjoyable, I would tell you definitely consider the Janome 9480. They do have a model, a 9410, that we do have available as well. It doesn't have the ability to use the stitch regulator or that walking foot that I was showing you. It does have a different walking foot, but that mechanical one that's built in really is something special. So if you have any questions about these machines, give us a call, 503-775-7283. You can visit us in the store at 6701 Southeast Foster Road. We're across the street from Dutch Brothers. We have a gated parking lot in the back, so no on-street parking. You don't have to worry about that. And I do want to remind everyone, this month we're doing a $25 off service coupon. So if maybe your sewing machine at home isn't working as well as you'd like, or you just think it's time for getting a service done, now's a great time to bring it in. You're also going to beat our Christmas rush, which is always the worst when you bring it in during the holidays and it's like a 2 or 3 week wait. Right now it's not. So bring it on in. We've got great deals going right now. But if you haven't, we're doing our trade-in, trade-up promotion. So we're giving big deals on trade-ins, so you can trade in your machine towards a new one. But I do want to tell you this 9480 Janome is awesome. It's a great machine. If you haven't tried it, come on in, test drive it for yourself. You'll absolutely love it. But if you have any questions, give us a call, 503-775-7283. Remember to like and share for your chance to win thread set, awesome, or a sewing embroidery combo machine. That's the big prize. So, but again, I want to tell you, thank you so much for watching. We love your support, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.